Hi guys, and welcome back to another video where today we're going to be predicting the scores of week 24 of the 2020-2021 Premier League season. Now before we get started, as we always do each and every week, let's have a quick look back at how well we got on back in week 23.
So last week I had another absolute disaster of a week. I only got 3 points with no perfect results.
And after a good couple of weeks from myself, Nathan, I did absolutely terrible. 1 point more than you though, with just the 4 points and no perfect results as well. Representing the viewers for week 24 was Liam Grayson, and Liam came away with 9 points and 2 perfect scores, being the draw between Burnley and Brighton and the Spurs 2-0 victory over West Brom. I should have seen that one come in. Top scorer for the week for week 24 though, Nathan, was Ree, and Ree came away with 14 points with 3 perfect scores. So congratulations to you, Ree. Looking at the predictions league table though, we got shares of the spoils at the top of the table. We've got David Redgrift and Mahmood Conte. You could say they're both in first position on 155 points each. I've slipped down slightly to 8th position. Ree, who was top scorer, has got moved up quite a bit, up to 17th position. Nathan, you're in 22nd position.
Falling like a stone.
Representing the viewers last week, Liam Grayson, moving up slightly, I believe, to 48th position. So if we quickly just look down the table now, we had I think we had 4 new players last week, all the way down to 226 of the Maboans down there, but all the way to the top. Let's try and catch up this week in week 24 with David and Mahmood at the top of the table. But enough of last week, let's just move on and make these predictions for week 24.
Okay, so there's 12 fixtures on this game week, going through to, I believe, next Wednesday, so it's quite a long one, so we're going to keep this quite short if we can. First up, we've got the 12:30 between Leicester and Liverpool. Now, Liverpool really struggling as of late, losing again last time around to Man City, getting dismantled 4-1.
Easy win,
Easy win for Man City, just complete dominance there. Liverpool really didn't have anything to show in particular at the back and just pretty much outclassed, whereas they're going up against a Leicester team who are above them, pretty inconsistent. You could say at the moment. They did get a 0-0 draw against a very poor performing Wolves, who are actually in 14th for the moment. Yes, they're starting to turn things around, but they're still inconsistent as anything. This is going to be a tough one, but I can sort of just see Liverpool edging it at the moment. I think the new centre-backs coming through will have time to gel, so I'm going to go for 2-1.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with you straight off the bat, Nathan. This taking place, of course, on Saturday, BT Sport lunchtime, 12:30. We'll be gearing up for having some pizzas before the live stream in the afternoon. But Leicester 3rd, Liverpool 4th. Liverpool have won just 2 games now out of their last 9 fixtures. Leicester, as you say, a little bit inconsistent, winning 3 of their last 6, although they've only won once of the last 4. Difficult one to predict. This one is going to be very tight. I think Vardy is back for the Foxes.
Finally, they should be a lot better then.
He should, but of course he's missing that sort of game time. So I'm going to go for a narrow win to the Foxes in this one. I am going to go for 2-1, but you know, Liverpool could win also in this one. Next up at 3 o'clock, the only 3 o'clock kickoff on Saturday on Sky TV live in the UK. We've got Crystal Palace against Burnley. Very, very difficult one to predict. Crystal Palace last time out losing comprehensively, you could say, against Leeds United away, after Palace had a couple of good wins against Newcastle and Wolverhampton Wanderers respectively. Burnley, after having a bit of a turnaround, find themselves just 1 place above the drop zone in 17th position, but they have played the likes of Manchester City, who are on a roll, Chelsea with Mr. Tuchel, who's just transformed Chelsea in the short time he's been there. Before that, they did gain victories over Aston Villa and Liverpool. So it's at Crystal Palace. I think Zaha was missing in that last in that last defeat. So whether he'll be back or not, I'm not 100%. So this one's going to be tight. I think Burnley will score, but I think Palace will as well. So I'm going to go 1-1.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm actually going to go for Palace 1-0 as well. I think they should be able to break through this one. They've been inconsistent up and down as anything at the moment, but Burnley have been playing well in these fixtures. However, the one sticking point for me on this one is it is away, and you know how well Burnley play away. So
well, they beat Liverpool.
They did beat Liverpool away, but then look at Liverpool in that game. So I'm going to go for a 1-0 Palace in this one. Next up, we've got a difficult one between Man City and Spurs. Man City, they've won 10 in the league, even more than that in all competitions as well. On the bounce, they beat the Jacks earlier, which I absolutely love to see in the FA Cup. Whereas Spurs, bit inconsistent at the moment, up and down form. They did win last time around against West Brom, but then again, that was West Brom. You've got to beat West Brom. So, yeah, Man City, surely enough for easy win, 2-0.
Yeah, I totally agree, Nathan. This one's on at 5:30 on Sky at tea time on Saturday afternoon or evening. Man City, say 10 on the bounce. Absolutely fantastic, well-oiled machine. Spurs going through a bit of a sticky patch. They're playing Everton in the FA Cup this evening. It's after about 20 minutes, and Spurs are 1-0 up against Everton.
Sanchez, I believe, got the goal.
That, yes, I think Son got an assist.
Yeah.
Harry Kane is back now in the team. He's not playing this evening, or he's on the bench this evening. So they actually gained a victory against West Brom last time out after suffering 3 defeats on the bounce in the league. However, even with Kane back in the side, he should be a bit of a thorn in that Man City rear guard, but I can't see anything other than a Man City win in this one. I'm going to go 3-0 to the Citizens. Next up, we've got Brighton against Aston Villa, taking place at 8 o'clock on Saturday evening. Brighton, absolutely superb last time, or in the last few games, gaining victories over Tottenham and Liverpool. Last time out, it was an away draw against Burnley. They haven't suffered defeat now in their last 5 matches. The last defeat was away against Manchester City, so they're on a rich vein of form.
However, if you look at them, they're not actually scoring many goals at all. It's just their defending.
Yeah, in front of goal, they are finding it very difficult, and we know how Aston Villa like to attack. Aston Villa slipping down the table, you could say, even though they did carve out a magnificent win, you have to say, against Arsenal at home. Difficult one, really difficult one to predict, but Brighton are a really tough nut to crack at the moment, so I'm just going to edge it with Brighton. I think they'll score, and I don't think Villa are going to get through that Brighton rearguard, marshalled magnificently by Lewis Dunk, so I'm going for a 1-0 victory to Brighton.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm actually going to go for a 2-0 to Aston Villa in this one. They say it's defence versus attack. Defending always wins, but with the way that Aston Villa play, I just think they'll lock up at the back, make sure that Brighton don't score, and then completely overload them. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 Villa in this one.
Yeah, it is Grealish. Can the magic of Grealish, can he unlock that Brighton rear guard?
I think he will be able to. But anyway, moving on. Next up, we have an extremely struggling Southampton, who have got 1 win in 6, losing 5 on the bounce, and they're going up. Well, you could say resurging Wolves, starting to re-pick up form. Looking at the last few games, 0-0 versus Leicester, which I thought was quite good. 2-1 victory over Arsenal, even though Arsenal are starting to drop off once again. And then losses against Wolves, Chelsea, West Brom and Everton as well. So
that Chelsea, they drew 0-0, and I think that was Lampard's last game.
That was Lampard's last game, I believe, So, to be fair, that was an alright result, but they should have got more in that one, I think. Tough. 2 teams struggling. I was going to edge it to a Wolves victory just because of how badly Southampton have been playing recently, but I don't know. I don't think Wolves will turn up, so I'm going to go 1-1.
1-1, this could end up in a draw. It's probably got it written all over it, but I'm going to give Wolves the benefit of the doubt. They have, tightened up at the back in their last 4 games, getting a 0-0 draw against Leicester, who are sort of free-flowing football with the likes of Maddison and Harvey Barnes in great form at the moment. They did really well, just trouble scoring, aren't they, at the moment? But I'm going to go for the Wolves in this one. I think Southampton really low on confidence at the moment, especially after that 9-0 defeat a couple of weeks ago. So I'm going to go for a 1-0 away victory to Wolves. Next up on Sunday, we've got on Sky live at 2 o'clock. We've got West Bromwich Albion against Manchester United. Now West Brom, all sorts of trouble. Last victory was 6 games ago against Wolves. Manchester United, very good form at the moment, you'd have to say. They are in second position, drawing 3-3 against Everton last time. Calvert-Lewin with the last kick of the game to draw level, and prior to that they did gain that 9-0 victory over Southampton. I think they won in the FA Cup as well against West Ham last night, I believe.
Yeah, I believe.
I'm sure they did. But Manchester United shouldn't have too much trouble getting past West Bromwich Albion. Fernandes, absolutely fantastic on the road, especially if you've got him in your fantasy football team.
Brilliant.
So hopefully you'll get me some points there. But I'm going to go for a straightforward 2-0 victory. It won't be rampant because West Brom's defence is okay-ish.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go for 3-0 in this one. West Brom, their defence is okay, but I think Man United are just going to overload them. West Brom aren't scoring, quite frankly, so 3-0. Next up, we have Arsenal, and they're going up against Leeds. Arsenal starting to drop off now, really struggling as well. And if you look at their last few games, though, they're games that they should have been winning against Aston Villa and Wolves as well.
They're struggling to score, aren't
teams
they?
that have been teams that have been doing badly recently, and they are struggling to score, as you say. And they're coming up against an equally inconsistent, you could say, Leeds team, but they have won 3 in their last 4, which is all right against Crystal Palace, Leicester and Newcastle. Some all right wins there, up and down, beating the teams that they should be. Difficult this one, but I'm edging towards a Leeds win on this one. I think Arsenal is just going to keep losing and losing. They're not scoring properly. Bielsa will just keep, they're not scoring properly. Leeds have a patchy defence, so it could give them an advantage, but yeah, I don't know. I really don't know in this one. I'm going to go for 2-1 Leeds.
Wow. In this one, Nathan, it is difficult to predict. Arsenal, as you say, struggling in front of goal at the moment. Aubameyang not really fired all season. You could say Lacazette getting amongst the goals now and again, but Leeds United, hats off to Patrick Bamford. Didn't think he'd do it in the Premier League, and so far he's delivering for Leeds. However, in this one, it is tough, but I'm going to have to sit on the fence. Arsenal haven't lost at home since, I think it's December the 15th, something like that, way back in mid-December. So I can see this one ending up all square, 1-1 in an exciting game. Next up, we've got 7 o'clock on Sunday. We've got Everton against Fulham. Now, Everton in action this evening, as we already said, losing currently against Tottenham. They carved out that magnificent 3-3 draw against Manchester United. I think they were 2-0 down at some point, bringing it back to 3-3 in the last kick of the game. Everton's last win at home in the league was back in mid-December as well. Their last clean sheet was on the 26th of December. They are coming up against a Fulham side, another team who are finding it very difficult to score.
Tough, yeah.
They've got Mr. Mitrovic, who's got a lot to answer for his antics in the last match.
Absolutely appalling,
Souček.
But then again, that wasn't his fault. It's the idiots who run VAR, quite frankly.
Yeah, but
even though if you saw my opinions on the Dugout podcast, make sure you go subscribe to that. I didn't really put any blame on Mike Dean. I didn't put blame on VAR itself in its technology. I put the blame on the idiots who run VAR. Go have a look at that podcast and watch it back, guys, if you want to see more about my rant about it.
Absolutely, but Fulham, very hard. They're finding it very hard to score. Against West Ham, though, they did look really good. They had a number of chances, just couldn't put the ball in the onion bag at the end. So I think Everton in 7th position at the moment, 2 wins in their last 6, which isn't that clever. Fulham, I don't think they haven't won in their last 6, so I'm going to go for a victory to Everton. It's going to be tight, but I think they'll win by 2 clear goals, so 2-0 to me.
Interesting. Yeah, I fully expect Everton to win this one as well. I'm actually going to go exactly the same as you, believe it or not, 2-0. Fulham, they're not going to score against that Everton defence, and they're just not going to do it, and they're just going to keep plummeting down the table and closing the gap on West Brom and Sheffield United. Speaking about Sheffield United, on Monday night at 6 o'clock, it's West Ham vs Sheffield United. Sheffield United playing at the London Stadium, of course. West Ham, at least they got that Souček red card overturned. Thought that was absolutely fantastic that they did that. Sheffield United, Win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. Will the pattern continue? I don't think it will. West Ham, with their pretty decent form as of late, beating the teams around them, I can see them doing it again. 1-0 to the Hammers.
Yeah, I think this will be tight, as you say.
Yeah.
Just a solitary goal. I'm going to go solitary goal, but I think they will score 2 in this one. West Ham have got a lot of, going forward. They do look good. Sheffield United improved vastly at the back, but quality-wise this season, they haven't really been up to it. Okay, they did get a very good victory against Manchester United way back on the 27th of January, but West Ham at home at the London Stadium, I fully expect them to gain victory in this one, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 scoreline to keep the Hammers very happy. And also on Monday evening we've got Chelsea against
actual
Newcastle.
Monday night football.
It is Monday night because this takes place at 8 o'clock on Sky Sports. We've got Chelsea against Newcastle. Chelsea, since he's come in,
Thomas Tuchel.
He's done wonders. Can't see them getting anything but a victory in this match against Newcastle United. So I'm going to go for a straightforward 2-0 in this one. They're not going to get any return from this match. Yeah,
as I've said many times before in the past, I think Thomas Tuchel, fantastic manager, did what he could at PSG really, but I just think they were a bit impatient with him, and we'll get onto that another time. But the wonders he's done at Chelsea is amazing. Now on to Timo Werner and Kai Havertz, I think. But Newcastle haven't been favoured better themselves really, in 16th position, patchy form. Yes, they won against Southampton and Everton earlier on, but they're losing to teams they should be beating around them. So they're going to lose again, and I think it's going to be a heavy one. 3-0.
Ooh.
Indeed. And moving on to the 2 extra fixtures in this game week. First up, we got Burnley Fulham. Quite a difficult one, this one. Fulham could turn up, but Burnley, they'll put a strong defence in. Fulham won't be able to score against that, and Burnley will overload them. So 1-0 Burnley. This one's going to be tight. We know that Fulham and Burnley both have trouble scoring, so both defences are going to cancel each other out in this one, even though Fulham look pretty good going forward in their previous fixture. So I think this is going to be the goalless draw of the game week, so I'm going to go 0-0 in this fixture. And the final fixture of the game week, also on Wednesday, taking place on Amazon for you who Amazon Prime members. That's Everton against Manchester City. Manchester City already won in the FA Cup this evening. We've already predicted them to win as well against Spurs, so it's going to be a straightforward win in this one. I think they will concede because Everton going forward, Richarlison, Calvert-Lewin, Rodrigo, etc. They should be able to get through Man City's defence.
Yeah, even though it is very tough to. I can see them scoring 1. However, I think Wednesday evening under lights at Goodison,
no fans.
They haven't won there in quite a while at their home ground, so I'm going 4-1 to the Citizens.
Interesting. I've actually gone for a 3-1, a lesser one on this one. I think Man City are going to make this 11 and 12 in this game week, so can't see much happening there. You've covered it all on, Calvert-Lewin probably to score a goal for Everton. And all that as well, Nathan, without De Bruyne and Aguero, who are both still out injured. Yes. So that concludes our predictions for week 24 of this 2020-2021 Premier League season. As usual, I'm going to leave a template of these fixtures in the description if you want to play along at home and continue to play along at home. Just leave your predictions as a comment, and like you could get a shout out in the next video if you were the top scorer. But before we go, Nathan, what is your nap of the week? This is difficult this week. There's a lot of obvious ones, and then there's a lot of really too tight ones. I don't go for the obvious ones. I'm probably going to go Burnley Fulham. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to go Everton to beat Fulham as well. Hapless Fulham at the moment. They can't buy a win, but I think Everton will score a couple of goals in that one. So that's my nap of the week. Now, before we round up, Nathan, is there anything else you'd like to add? Anything on your mind? Yeah, live stream on Saturday. We're playing Coventry City, and the promise if Victor Gyökeres scores, of course, the ex-Swansea player, after you eat a cucumber on stream. Make sure you're there, guys. I look forward to that. Yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe on that one. Like, comment and subscribe on this video as well, because it helps with the algorithm, pushes us up the rankings and everything, and hopefully we're bringing you the content that you like and love. But for now, I think it's time to say goodbye. Got to edit this video, get it out by Thursday, but for now we'll bid you farewell, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.